Today, I'm here to tell a story. It's a story about a young she-cat who's lived many, many lives. She is immortal. She cannot die, so she has seen many things she wishes she has never seen. For the wish she made when she was a kid was the worst one she has ever made in her whole entire lifespan. Yet, she lives with it until the day she dies. One evening, she awoke, hoping she was in the heavens, but no, she was in the woods, still alive. As she hoped, time passed, and never did, as it felt like the days were longer and longer and longer. She wished that they never were. With the wish she made of living immortal, to see her kids live and how they grew up. Turns out, after she made that wish, she was told one loved one was to die. As she didn't, she said she wanted herself to die, but instead, it gave her life, longer than she wished she ever had. She didn't want any of her kids to die, and she said she would watch them in the heavens when she made that wish. But she knew there was no turnbacks to the one she asked for. When her kids grew up, she's been watching over them since, telling them stories of their father, telling them many tales of one another, of their ancestors. But as she thought more and more of them, she grew tired and wished she didn't have to tell the tale over and over again, so her kids would have forgetful memories. All of this of a wish, she said. All of this from a wish that I didn't know would actually come true. She gazed at the sun morning. As the sun was bright in the sky, she didn't know if she should continue on. Wishes, I wish I never made a single one, she sighed, as she stood up and continued her walk. She's been on a journey to find a good place or a good home where she could live the rest of her time and days of living. But yet, she's found none. She's been kicked out, scratched, attacked, hunted, anything that she could have thought of anything killing a cat, such as her. I wish I chose a different wish instead of this. I wish I didn't have such a long lifespan. I wish I didn't have an immortal time, she cried. Through the times, she had no longer had normal tears like many other cats. They were red, like blood. So she always thought she was bleeding when she cried, so she always tried to hold back the tears. But yet, they came out. One tear after another. She didn't want it to come out. She didn't want to look like pain has struck her heart. But it did. And she couldn't change that. The longer she walked, the more pain she could gather in her soul. Till one day, she found an abandoned house, an abandoned barn, where she heard meows and clawing of sounds. She wished she knew what the sounds were. She might have thought it was fighting. But as she heard from an echo, "Good job, everyone," in a low-toned voice, she went to go see who it was. Finally, she arrived, seeing a Tom whose fur was black as night, and his eyes and his pelt looked like stars. Yet, she didn't find any love for the Tom. She thought it was another regular old Tom. So she turned back and went to go leave, till she heard a "Who are you?" in a mysterious voice. It wasn't the Tom's voice that she heard earlier. It was a lot younger, like a kitten. As she turned back to see a young kitten whose fur was teal like hers, but had no black markings like hers. I said, "Who are you?" he asked again. Hello. My name is Neo. I just found this place. I wasn't sure who lived here. That would be my father, the kitten quickly answered. My father, the great Black Tom. We call him Midnight a lot because of his fur. It's so cool. Well, I'm not really related to him, but I wish I was. I just call him my father because that's what everyone else calls him. Neo looked confused. Father? To a cat? That wasn't even yours? Not even your father? Yeah. He's actually pretty young, actually. Looks about your age. What? Kitten, go on and go have fun or something. Go play with any of your friends or something. Such a cheap cat like you. I wouldn't stand a chance. I would actually play with you. Me? Why? Well, duh. You look pretty cool. I mean, your markings are pretty awesome. And I like your fur color. They're just like mine. Thank you. Thank you very much, she replied. The little kitten just smiled and laughed. Hey, we should play tag. I can gather up some of my other friends and we could play all together. I think I better go. But before she could say another more word, in the echo they heard, Henry, get over here. Now, you don't want to leave that young stranger left alone with you. Who knows what she might do? Neo sighed, yet she didn't think of that as a mean way. She just thought that she might have been right. She didn't know what she was capable of, since she's ran away far across from hunters, wolves, dogs, anything that she could think of. Badger, foxes, many more things. As a long sigh came, she looked down and went to go leave, till she heard another cat meow. We must give her a chance. Excuse me, young lady? As Neo looked behind her, to the Tom that she saw earlier, and the voice that was low like his. Hello, she replied. Maybe help you? No. I just lost my way of heading back home. You have a home? In the middle of the woods in this abandoned house, and you're looking for your home? What? In the middle of the woods? This is an open field. There's gotta be some house somewhere. Are you lost? She didn't want to reply to that. She didn't want them to know. She didn't want them to know that she was a cat that was immortal. I don't have a home. I just travel everywhere. I'm a travel cat, she quickly said, hoping that they would let her go. Well, if you need some place to rest, we're open. I mean, such a fine cat as you here. It's pretty nice. Oh, calm down. A young she-cat's voice was heard. Actually, wasn't that young. Kind of old. Like a queen. Junior, why are you talking to the she-cat? Who knows what she is doing? Maybe she might attack one of the kittens. I would never. I mean, I wouldn't hurt a kitten. I wouldn't hurt a soul. I've probably ran away from a few wolves and dogs and snatched them and other cats, because they tried to kill me too. Those are the only cats I'd ever attack. Pretty much of a god herself. We might actually need her to help us keep our place safe. From what? We haven't had anything attack us for years. Do you see anything? No. You're welcome. You didn't do anything, Junior. Fine. Neil was so confused what was happening. She took a long sigh again. I think I better go, she said quickly before turning and starting to run. Wait, don't go. Maybe... Junior, it's better to let her go. She's a she-cat that probably needs some time herself. She is pretty young to know that she's probably going through stages of stuff she wished she never followed. As Neil walked, she surely thought of coming back. Maybe some other day, maybe tomorrow, maybe sometime today. She wasn't sure. As she kept on walking, she heard a bark and a howl. Wolves? She said, alarmed. She looked back to the barn, seeing it was far away so she couldn't hear it. She turned back and started running to the barn. Wolves, she yelled. Wolves, I hear wolves. As she arrived, none of the cats were there. What? She looked around. Hello? Anyone? I came here earlier. It's me, Neo. As no meows, no footsteps, no scent of other cats was seen, or heard, or smelled. Anyone? She said, shaking. As the howl was closer. Back away, she said. If you guys are here, you better stay hidden. I hear wolves, she said before turning around, seeing this wolf right behind her. What are you doing in my barn? It said. It's a low voice. Could tell definitely was an alpha. I'm sorry. I saw other cats here. I thought that I didn't know this was yours. Other cats? In my barn? The dog barked and growled. No cats ever been in my barn. I've been here ever since my mother gave birth to me. I don't know what you're thinking of other cats being here. I'm sorry, I didn't know. You're too weak. Weak? Who are you calling weak? You, of course. You're the only one standing in this room besides me. I'm not weak. Fine, fight me. No, see, you're weak. I don't want to hurt anyone. It breaks me to hurt anyone. I don't like hurting people. Wolves, dogs, and cats. Well, what if I attack you? Then I'll surely attack you. Aha. See what I mean? Do you really think that this was such a normal thing to do? The wolf laughed. Speak again, little cat. I will give you a couple more days to live. And then, if I see you back in this barn, you will be dead. Neil looked scared, and then thought again. I can't die. She sighed. I can't. I've tried. I lived beyond over 50 years, even longer. I can't die, she said, looking to the wolf. The wolf laughed. Surely, everything could die, even plants, trees, many things. It just takes time. No, but I know a normal cat's lifespan. It's nothing like mine. All cats live a short life, like to 15 years or so. Or even more than that, not as much as I've lived. I've seen a whole lot of tortures. I've been thrown around in tornadoes. I've been tossed in earthquakes. I've been kicked and stabbed at dogs and cats. You don't understand. The wolf looked puzzled. A cat like you, surviving through those? A cat living? What kind of selfish cat are you thinking that you are? I'll kill you right here on the spot. Neil sighed. Fine, do so, she said, not scared anymore. The wolf smiled. Made a wise choice, little cat. As the wolf was growling, his teeth showing, You could tell his claws were very sharp and ready to attack. He went to jump, but a cat, its black fur and stars spotted, attacked the wolf. "Stay away from her!" he growled. The cat hissed and scratched at the dog's face. The wolf stood up. "Get off me, cat," he growled, looking at him. The Tom looked straight into the wolf's eyes. The wolf looked straight into the cat's eyes. "Ah, so she was right. Other cats live here. Especially you? I thought I got rid of you a long time ago." "That was not me. That was my father," he hissed. "Now leave us alone. You do not belong here anymore. This is Cat's territory." "Cat's territory? I've never heard of such a thing," the wolf barked. Tom laughed. "This is our territory. Now leave, or else I'll bring on more force of hurt." The wolf smiled. "Like I said to that young she-cat over there, you have a couple days to live. You better move out. If I see you here, you will be dead. I'll bring my whole entire pack." Tom smirked. "We'll be out of here, and if not, we're taking down your pack," he hissed. Neil stood in the background. "What have I done?" she said. As she turned around, seeing Kit's hiding, and the older she-cat there too. As the older wolf left the barn, leaving all of them alone, the Tom looked at Neo. "Lucky I saved your life. But is what you said true?" Neil looked at him. "What do you mean?" "You're immortal," he replied. Yeah, I mean, yes, I'm not sure." "Well, all I know is that what my grandmother told me was there was a cat that was immortal." "Your grandmother?" "Yeah. I'm not sure if you want to hear the story." "I mean, I'm not sure if I'm that cat, though. I mean, it was just one stupid wish that came true," she said, looking at the Tom. The Tom smiled. "Ah, so it is you." Neil looked confused. "Junior, stop talking to that she-cat. I don't care what she said. She could be lying." As an older cat, its fur was black, its eyes were golden, and its tail was leaving on a bit of a teal. "Leave her alone. I don't want anything happening to you. We need you alive to protect this barn, and we're not leaving here either." As Neo heard their conversation, she sighed. "I'm sorry. I didn't mean to drag the wolf here. I just wanted to warn you guys. I didn't know it would follow me." "Well, it yelled, and it could hear you just fine of you yelling," the older cat meowed. And then Neil paused. "Wait." As the grandmother finally got a look at the she-cat, she looked sad. "It just might be you," she said. Neil looked at the grandmother. "I don't know what you're talking about," she said. "Who?" The grandmother laughed. "The immortal she-cat, of course." What?" "I've heard many tales passed on by my grandmothers, my mother's, my grandmother, and I've passed it on to these kids and, of course, Junior." As Neil shook, "I'm sorry. I didn't know I would spread around fast." "It's nothing to be sorry about. It's something to be happy about. I mean, being immortal to see your kids grow up, how much I would live to live that long. But, of course, I knew my time passing will be short." As Neo stood silent, wait, do you have tail on you? Well, of course. And, well, as you heard, us cats like me are teal, of course. And we have black surrounding us, turning us into black cats. Junior here was born a black cat. Yeah, she's true. Neo looked confused. Oh, yes, of course, I remember now. I must be one of those cats. Us cats are really ancient. And what do you mean? I mean, you have the teal and you have the black like it's starting to surround you. But seriously, you gotta be kidding me. Neo sighed. I am. And so was my father. My mother wasn't. She was just a normal black cat, too. Except she didn't live long after I was born. Well, you can tell us your life story later. Plus, I'm surprised you even remembered your parents after living this long. I'm surprised, too. And I'm surprised I even remember my kids. Your kids. You had kids. Of course I remember. Your kids. Yes. Swan, Crow, and Feather. Swan, Crow, and Feather. Oh, wait. Is that their names? Yes, of course. The grandmother looked down. I remember them. I've seen them. I've heard of them. I related to them. You what? My grandmother was Swan. Really? She's grown pretty fast, and I've seen that she's been my grandmother. I remember her leaving, but I don't remember her ever telling me anything. She told me she would find me before she found a mate, or anything. She didn't find a mate. She was attacked. Attacked? Giving born to a kitten. 2 kittens, I should say. A kitten? Of course! 2 kittens. Miss. My name's Neo. Oh, I remember. A little she-cat kitten came out. Her fur was pure black, but you could tell the tips of her ears were teal, and her eyes were pure gold. I remember a name like that. I've been told many tales from our great-great-great-grandmother. She told us the names of what they mean, and I know what Neo means. Neo? Yeah. In a different language, that means gift of God. That means, what did you wish for? Oh, wait, you shouldn't say it. I already know the tale. But why did you wish if one of the loved ones died, you would die when you wanted to be immortal? Because if I knew that would happen, if wanting a loved one died, I'd rather just die then. But it gave me full living control. Who died then? As it grew silent around the barn, Neil looked away. I'd rather not tell anyone. Wait. I must get more intel. Grandmother. Yes, my child? She said. Please, can she stay? I want to get more. I'm really a really huge freak of learning about the past. Yes, we know that, Naomi. Please. Neo, would you like to stay? I guess I can stay for a little bit, but I don't want to stay for long. Junior smiled. Well, she's here. But grandmother, before anyone else could see her and talk to her, grandmother pulled her aside. I must speak to you about a couple things about the cats in this barn. Okay. As you can see, I am your great-great-granddaughter. daughter. What? I didn't know the tale was true. All I remember was a story that my grandmother told. And I just couldn't believe that it was actually true. I thought it was just a tale that she just told. I didn't know it was true. I just thought it wasn't. But how am I to sure that you're actually immortal? If I stay long enough to one of the kids growing up, I will show you. So you'll stay longer? Yes. And as a usual lifespan of your age, you will get old and dead. Junior, of course, he will grow old if the kids are still young. As it will be his age, I'm sure he'll be old and I'll still be young. Well, as this, I trust you. But by the way, just to say this, most cats here aren't related to you. We found them along the way in our journey. And, well, the cats are related, she asked. Junior over there? His mother passed away before we even found him. I found him when I was still young, and he was a kid. Hungry and starving. And luckily he was brave. I see. I was glad to find such a cat to live with us, be happy with us. Yes. Well, if you'd like to know more, just come ask me, okay? I better go before Naomi sneaks attack me and gets more info on our speaking. Yes. Thank you. You're very welcome. Now, I have some things to do. You, get comfy and find a place to sleep. I'm sure you're pretty tired after your journey. Yes, thank you very much, Neil replied. She turned around, seeing Naomi. So, you're gonna be here when I get older? Oh, you've been hearing? Yes, I have. And by the way, it is me, your great-great-great-great-great-granddaughter. Something like that. I don't remember how many grades I put. But I'm still related to you. I am so happy. I'm related to the immortal she-cat. How cool is that? Naomi stood still. And then she smiled a bit, leaving a small chuckle escape from her mouth. Well, you're lucky. Not many cats are related to someone special. You're way beyond special. You're like a legend. Before you know it, you'll be in the cat's minds of history and in the cloud. I can't really say the clouds though, because you'll still be alive, right? I means I get to grow up with you. You know how fun that would be? Neo took a sigh. I need to go get some rest, Naomi. I've been on a long journey and I really need some rest. Alright, Miss Naomi. I am getting mixed up with my own name with you, because I want to be you. Trust me. You don't. We can talk about that tomorrow. I will see you tomorrow. As Naomi left, Neo took a long sigh. Well, I better get some rest and be prepared for anything that they have to ask me. As Neo went to go to rest her head, Junior came by. Neo sighed. Thank you, but I didn't really need much help. Sure you did. He meowed. You really needed help. I didn't know if it was true. I didn't want you to have the time of actually dying. Plus, who knows if you're actually the real immortal cat. I mean, how long have you lived? I'm sorry. I should just let you go get some rest. We'll speak tomorrow. Thank you, Junior, she replied. As she headed to one of the nests in the bottom of the barn, She shook her head. She yawned, and soon she heard the kitten saying, "I don't want to go to sleep." But of course, another she cat's voice took over. "You have to, for you have a really big day tomorrow." Soon before you know it, her eyes closed, and she fell asleep. Leo was sound asleep in her bed. That wasn't even hers. She wasn't sure who it was. But she didn't mind. It seemed like no one was using it. There was no scent of other cats on here either. And she soon fell deeply into sleep. Thank you everyone for listening. There will be a part 2, 3, 4, 5, but this is going to be a talking series that I will read to you all. And if you really like it, I don't know if I should continue, but comment down below if I should. I'm really hoping of actually doing more stories, and I really like this one. This one's been coming off my head as I was speaking. I have nothing to read, that's why I was stumbling over some words. Thank you all for listening. I will be gladly to make more episodes if you want me to. Just click that like button, and comment down below if you have any other ideas of what will happen in the next day. See you all. Masky is out.